we're going to be waiting until about 1:04 to get started, just waiting for people to pour in. As we're waiting, please comment your name, what organization you're representing, or anything that you're interested in learning today. It's exciting to see people pour in, all new faces. I know I'm a new face to you as well, so welcome. I'm Maria, like I said, and before we get started, if you just want to comment what organization you're representing, something that has made you smile today, something you want to learn, just as a way to get to know each other.
We can speak. I know you said use the chat box, but I'm on my phone because I'm not in an area. I don't have my computer with me because I have had a family emergency. My name is Elaine Jordan, and my organization is Equals Youth Pathways, and I'm just excited to be part of your National Runaway Safe Line. Jeff Stern did give a presentation for our company, and I absolutely loved it. And I wish that I could be more a part of your organization, but I know that you're based in Chicago.
Yeah, we're based in Chicago, but we have national partners, and your organization is one of them. So thank you so much for joining us today, Elaine.
You're welcome.
Yeah, at this point, we have about 102 partners from around the country who are participating in National Runaway Prevention. So it's really exciting to see the deep level of support. It's great.
I'm just going to wait about one more minute, see if anyone else joins us today, and then we'll get started.
Hi, Ashlyn.
All right, so it's 1:04, so I think we're about to get started. Welcome everyone again. Thank you for joining. Thank you for participating in the chat so far, and I look forward to getting to know you.
In orange wine. Roasted got stuck hopping on in orange wine. So it's me roasting.
Oh, Ashlyn, I think you have your mute button off and we're hearing you.
Thank you. I just wanted to say welcome. I'm Maria. I am the Prevention and Youth Engagement Coordinator at the National Runaway Safe Line, and my co-presenter today is Beth Richmond, who is our communications consultant. We're really excited for you to be here. November is coming so fast. I can't believe it's October 14th already. And as we near the start of our official date for kicking off NRPM, I just wanted to say thank you for becoming a partner. Thank you for your interest in this, and thank you for your commitment to elevating the voices and issues that we recognize within the 4.2 million young people experiencing homelessness each year. So as we get started, I just want to go over our objectives for today, which is to learn how to use traditional media relations to generate awareness and educate key audiences and spur people to take action, which the more people we have involved in our campaign, the better. And we appreciate you extending our reach and are excited to see the ways your organization does this. We're going to learn how to amplify your NRPM public relations efforts across your various communication channels. And then we're also going to gain an understanding of the measurement and evaluation used for audience engagement. So I'm going to turn it over to my partner.
All right, well, thank you. As Maria said, we are diving into media relations, and a lot of people get confused between media relations and advertising. Media relations, as it says here, uses a trusted or credible third party, the media, to inform or educate, to entertain, and to motivate people to take action. Think about when you read a story or you see something on TV, it does exactly those things for you. So like, for example, if there's a TV station that's reporting about a homeless shelter that's facing legal challenges, that's educating and informing. And then it also, that story serves to drive people to take action. It informs them how they might help, what they can do. So, that's obviously an important kind of segment to get out there. And in the case of, say, a newspaper article, if there's an event such as like a sleep out that an organization is hosting, that article serves to raise awareness and educate about issues that young people are facing. And then, of course, gives details about the events and hopefully drives some interest and some registration or participation. So as you can see just on those little screen grabs here on the screen, these are two examples of organizations that did generate coverage about these very things. So, securing coverage, can lead to really important outcomes. It's something that you guys want to try and do around your NRPM activities. So how do you do that? And so it's not a daunting process. And Maria and I and the rest of the team here at the National Runaway Safe Line, we are here to help you. But here are some general sort of steps to take. Really start with identifying your news angles. And it's so important to find a timely hook. You want reporters to cover your story now and not file it away for another time. But luckily, NRPM, of course, is that timely hook. So certainly leverage the fact that November is this milestone. And then, of course, identify your angle. What is it you're trying to share? What about runaway or homeless youth or prevention are you trying to communicate? What's newsworthy and unique? Once you figure that out, you're going to pull together your media materials. And those could be a variety of tools. You could write a pitch letter. You could write a press release, a media alert, calendar listing, a calendar item, fact sheets. You got all different kinds of tools to communicate what it is you're trying to convey to reporters. And they all have different purposes. A pitch letter is really just sort of a brief note that you're going to put into an email. And reporters are inundated with email, hundreds every day. And so you want to keep it concise, and a pitch is appropriate for just the very basic information of your story. And you want to convey what it is, the importance, why they should cover it, why it matters to their audience, what you're offering in terms of assets, information, statistics, interviews. You put it all into your pitch letter, but again, keep it concise. You can use a press release. We've got a sample template on our NRPM website. And a press release is for a meatier news angle. And again, it includes all the basic information about your story that you're wanting to convey. You could use a media alert. Again, we've got a template on the website of a media alert. And that's the who, what, where, when. And it's used to try and drive attendance from reporters to an event. So if you've got a sleep out and you want a local TV camera to come out and cover this, a media alert is what you'd use. A calendar listing, create one of those. You got to put all the basic details about your event in there and send it off to newspapers and post it on websites. It's a great way to gain some visibility and drive some interest. So different tools for different purposes. Once you've got your materials ready, you're going to do some research to really understand the media landscape in your market. It's so important to know who's writing about the issues that you're trying to pitch, what they're saying, when they said it. If you've got a newspaper that just wrote about, youth homelessness 2 months ago, it may be tough to get a story in November. Or it may be worth approaching that reporter and saying, I saw your article. It was fantastic and informative, and here's what I've got right now. So understanding the landscape's really important. From there, you can build a very targeted media list, and you'll want to include print outlets, your newspapers, their daily and weekly. I think at this point, you're too late on monthly. Online outlets, so many of these newspapers have websites. Broadcast outlets, which would be TV and radio. Go to talk radio stations. They're always looking to speak with experts in their local communities. And also consider podcasts. And I never want to overlook opportunities for reader submitted content. You know, that's a great way to get your messages in a controlled manner into the media. So you draft the article with your own byline and you submit it. Often the outlets will have guidelines on their website, you know, with a word count or other information as to how they want that content submitted. And then we have a lot of success here at NRS with letters to the editor. And I know last year, actually one of our partners who may be on, Park Place Outreach, I think it was Diane or Diana, their executive director, had drafted a letter, submitted it to the local Savannah newspaper, and it was posted. It was put up on their website. So letters to the editor where you have a chance to share your perspective. Again, NRPM is your timely hook, include some, yes, Kylie says that you guys did it. Yeah, it's a great way for some visibility. You get your name out there in a controlled manner, your perspective, usually a link to your website. So I'm a big fan of guest articles and letters to the editor. So don't overlook those when thinking about proactive earned media. Once you have your list together, you're going to distribute your pitch or your press release, whatever it is, and personalize your emails. You know, reporters, they want to know that you understand what they cover. They want to know they're not part of a email blast. So personalize those emails. And again, if they've reported on something related to homeless youth or runaways, put it in there, reference it. They appreciate that and they'll take notice. And after you've sent an email, it's perfectly okay to follow up. Maybe once, twice, don't go beyond that. But you know, they do appreciate a little nudge because it could have been overlooked and it might be a story that they want to cover. So you can follow up by email, you can follow up by phone, and just another chance to pitch your story and give a little more detail. When you do follow up, be sure to offer up whatever kind of assets you have, whether it's interviews or statistics or you know, people that have been served by your organization, whatever you can do to make it a little easier for that reporter to pull together their story, that's appreciated and that'll go a long way. And then if you do get someone who's going to be covering your news, be sure to track it, monitor for it, and then share it across your media types. You know, as we said, Maria mentioned, we're going to talk a little bit about how to sort of leverage your earned media. Definitely want to share those placements, those media placements beyond just wherever they appear. We are going to give you a chance to ask questions in just a little while. I know I dumped a lot of information on you about sort of how to go about generating publicity. So, you know, I'm sure you have questions and we will give you a chance to ask, so feel free. This slide references the template materials that we do have. We created these, posted them on the NRPM page. They're guidelines. You can tailor them and tweak them however you see fit. And these are really just two examples. It's a press release and a media alert. You can create pitches and calendar listings and other documents as well to reach media.
And so, like Beth said, we're just going to take a moment to see where everyone is, ask questions, check in, and ask, how is your organization use media relations to raise awareness? Do you have any suggestions from your experience? And it doesn't have to be NRPM related, but how does your organization usually approach this? You can drop it in the chat or take yourself off mute.
We see a lot of partners doing a really great job every November. I mentioned Park Place Outreach and their letter to the editor. Here are some other examples on the screen. I remember last year, the Boys and Girls Club of Fox Valley in Wisconsin, they had a great segment on TV. They arranged an interview with their executive director and they talked about NRPM and the statistics locally. So we're seeing you guys do some great stuff. Keep it up and, let us know if you need some help. Podcast and news on website from Len. Fantastic. That's exactly the kind of stuff that really gets the message out there.
And then, do you guys have any questions so far? Is there anything that we've talked about up to this point that you have questions about, or you're not sure how to adapt these strategies to your own outreach campaigns?
I have a question. So I'm really not doing this through my organization because I am getting ready to leave soon. I want to participate on my own and get the community to know more about it. So I don't have, what kind of information would I be able to get out to the community? Because I'm not with an organization. I'm just doing this because this is what I always wanted to do. Help the teenagers, the runaway teenagers, the homeless teenagers. Any advice that you could give me since I'm not with an organization? Even though
Absolutely.
one is Equus, I'm not going to be part of Equus any longer because I'm going to be leaving soon.
Elaine, and I should have mentioned this, we have the toolkit, the partner toolkit, which will be available to all of you very, very soon. Apologies for the delay, but it is coming out and it is packed with messages and statistics. You can reference any of that. It's all been researched and validated, so you can pull information from there and then write a pitch letter. You can reference any of the local organizations in your community, because if, let's say, you get a newspaper reporter interested in NRPM and the issues of homeless youth, they may want to talk to an expert. And so you could align with a local third-party group in your community. So it's just a matter of finding the information and presenting it. Sometimes those reporters will seek out their own resources. But I would start with digging into the toolkit for all the details.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. Thank you for asking. And Brittany shared in the chat, we love letting our local university about our events and awareness months, and they always send over someone to interview us. College students are wonderful volunteers and advocates. That's so true. And again, it's like involving you in this message, which is beautiful and so important. So that's an excellent idea, Brittany. And I hope that inspires some other people to do something similar.
Yeah, that is a fantastic idea. They all have communication channels. These schools have newsletters and websites. Here in our own community at Northwestern, they've got a newspaper, and they're interested and they're looking for content. And obviously, this is a youth-related topic, so great idea. Yeah.
So moving forward, we're going to talk a little bit about media types and ways to integrate them into the work that we're doing and the message that we're trying to share out. So this is using the PESOS model, which is the paid, earned, shared, shared, and owned types of media, which are just different ways to describe the media or the communication that we have or the way that we're communicating with other people. So paid is social media ads or sponsored content. Publicity or media relations would be the earned, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a second. We have the shared and partnerships, and then owned, which are your own property, your own websites, your own newsletters. When looking at earned publicity and media, which is really the highlight of this call and what we want to talk about today, it's amplifying the project that you're working on with and like getting it out to other people through that known recognition of either newspapers or other published material. And this helps bring credibility to your cause, as well as like help build engagement and awareness to a wider audience. So it's about leveraging communication on more than one type of media. If you are posting on your own social media or on your own owned channels about this, if you were also to incorporate other aspects of this model, and it would have a wider net, or you would reach wider audiences. Yeah, Beth, is there anything you want to add to this?
No, I think you communicated the message. I mean, bottom line is, when you secure earned media, share it wherever you can. I mean,
Yeah.
just as if you've got a blog post, share that. If you've got, something on social media, share it across channels. It's just the ideal way to further build your brand and amplify your message. These media types all go hand in hand, and just leverage them as best you can.
And if anybody has any questions about the pieces model or what we're talking about in terms of earned media and how to share out or cross these types of communication, drop it in the chat, unmute yourself. We're here for your questions.
I do have another question. I'm so sorry.
No, please.
So this actually, I wanted to ask, I know you guys do presentations. Do you, I have two big schools in my area, right across from each other. And I'd like to be able to speak to the principal in the school and see if you would be able to do a presentation for the students there.
Yeah, absolutely. We are always open to collaborating, and we're actually, a goal that we have for this next year is to further collaborate and expand our influence in schools and let schools know that what services we have and that we exist and that we're here to support them.
Okay, great. Thank
And
you.
also, on our website, on the NRPM National Runaway Prevention Month page, we've got all different kinds of resources, and one of them is a community presentation. And so if you, Elaine, wanted to do the presentation yourself, you could do that, and we are giving you the content. So definitely be sure to visit the website and look at the different resources. And the toolkit will be up there very soon. We actually do have plans to post that in the very near future, I've heard. Just heard.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yep, I actually just got a message right now about the toolkit saying that the toolkit is approved and the partner one is coming within days, probably. So it's exciting, and you guys will all be on communication when that drops.
All right, and so kind of to wrap things up, we wanted to just stress the importance of measuring and evaluating your public relations activities. You know, it's important to review and analyze what it is you've done, and then use those key learnings to inform other initiatives that you're supporting, or even next year's NRPM. So after you've reached out to the media and secured loads of placements, take a look at what's been generated and evaluate not just the quantity. Did you get one newspaper article and one TV segment and 2 radio interviews? Look at the quantity, also look at the quality. How were your messages conveyed? Was your organization in the headline? Was your spokesperson quoted? Was there a hyperlink to your website in the story? Those are the kinds of things you're aiming for. And if you are able to achieve those, fantastic, you're doing something really right. And to some extent, some of it's out of your control, but you definitely want to always keep in mind sort of what your goal is with your media outreach. And then look and see how it sort of drove people to act. Did you get more registrations to your events? Were people contacting your office for more information? Did you find that your website traffic increased? Were you, in November, did you see more engagement on social media? It's important to really consider, how is your public relations driving the goals that you set out to achieve. And I think that is really it. I mean, that's sort of the quick summary of how to generate publicity. I know a lot of you, like I said, are already doing it and you're doing a great job. Use National Runaway Prevention Month, the milestone, as your timely hook, so that you get the coverage in November and you don't find that reporters shelve it for a later date.
And our contact information is here. Please reach out to us with any questions about this, or if you have any questions about your partnership with NRPM or just about NRS in general. I know, not to speak for you, Beth, but I know both of us are always willing and welcome to questions or to talk to you, give ideas, give feedback. So please reach out.
Yeah, and if you have questions now, unmute or put them in the chat. We'll sit for as long as we need, and happy to answer any questions.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much for having me. And I will be reaching out to you, Beth and Maria, because I want to find out. I know that I probably won't be, I'm not ready to do a presentation on National Runaway, for the any teenagers. But I'm hoping that you will be available to do the presentation. I'm going to find out from the schools if I can have you do the presentation there, of course, virtual.
Yeah, nope, definitely something we're open to talk more about. And thank you
Okay.
for the idea.
Oh, thank you so much.
Of course.
Welcome.
Does anybody else have any questions, any feedback that they have? We're here and available, and if not, we'll continue to connect with you via email as we get closer to NRPM. And we have one more partner call later this month. So please join us for that. I believe it's on the 27th.
I think it's next Thursday, and it's going to focus on events.
Yep.
Hi, this one, I just have one. I had submitted a question in the chat, but Google Ads offers grants for nonprofits up to $10,000 a month to run ads. You just have to get a token. Have you tried that before? Do you have packaged little ads, videos that if we were to be running that, we could use?
I don't know that we've ever offered any kind of ads to other organizations. And I don't know that we've done this in the past for ourselves. We do occasionally purchase online ads and sponsored content. If you wanted to reach out to us, we can sort of consult with some of the other team members and see if they have any expertise or experience. And I'm sure we can help. I'm sure Jeff, who heads up our team, Jeff, if you have comments or any insights, that would be appreciated.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Len, Google Ads is something we've done, not necessarily for us as an organization, not always specifically for NRPM. What we do offer through the website are, you'll see a bunch of graphics and social media tools. If there are others that we can potentially provide, we might have examples of things from past years that we can update and see what might work depending on your goals. But we have not created ads specifically for this as kind of like purchased ads. We more social media advocacy items.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, it's a pretty good offering they have. I mean, it doesn't take long to spend $10,000 running Google Ads, but it's free money anyway. So, thank you.
Sure. Let's see, are there any other questions in the chat? If not, you are welcome to reach out to us on your own. I'm just looking at the chat. We've got people from all over the country. This is fantastic. Oklahoma, Michigan, Texas. It's really exciting.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today.
Thank you.
A new message. Thank you. All right.